Good morning, everyone. This is Morgan with Positively Osceola here for Positively Osceola's Daybreak Live. So excited to be coming to you this Thursday. It is January 28th, 10 a.m. Very excited to have the City of St. Cloud manager, Bill Sturgeon, with us this morning. So be sure to say hello whenever you hop on, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, let us know who we have with us. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Friday Eve and have some fun plans for this weekend. We're just one day away from that. So be sure to say hello. I'm going to come on here as well and hit the share button so that way everyone knows what's going on within the City of St. Cloud. Lots of things to discuss this morning, and excited to give you guys an overall update within the City of St. Cloud. So like I said, let us know who we have with us. Hit that share button, hit the thumbs up button. And with that being said, we will go ahead and get started with our Daybreak Live. So like I said, we're very excited this morning to welcome the St. Cloud City Manager, Mr. Bill Sturgeon, with us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Bill. How are you?
Morgan, how are you? I'm doing great.
Great. Awesome.
It's good to see you.
Yes, it's so exciting to always have you guys on our show. We're excited to have you. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here on our Daybreak Live. There's lots to discuss that's taking place in the City of St. Cloud. Wonderful things taking place. You guys are growing and continuing to improve so well. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it. There's exciting plans that is going to be taking place within the City Hall. Talk to us about this.
No, thank you, Morgan. And again, thank you for having me today. But first, I want to start off with, I've been the city manager for about 3.5 years now for the City of St. Cloud. And it's an honor and privilege to lead this city as the chief executive. A lot of things are happening, rapid growth, and we're managing that successfully. But one of the things that you may note is our City Hall, we've outgrown it. And we are in the process of doing a City Hall expansion that will start probably over the summer. And we'll be adding an additional atrium area in the front of the building for two reasons. One, to better serve our citizens, and security. Unfortunately, the times we live in now, we need to have a safe environment to have those public discussions and debate and make our staff feel safe and our public, as well as good customer service. We'll be enhancing the building department, going to the second floor of this new design. You'll see some escalators in the lobby area. And I'm proud to tell you, too, we will probably, over the next 2 years, relocating the city council chambers down to the first floor. Again, we have an aging population. We need to meet ADA requirements. And it's always it's kind of funny, but it's not. It seems like every time we have a meeting with something controversial, the elevator breaks. And we've decided to move that downstairs. Again, right now we sit about 64 people. Once we do this expansion, we'll be able to put 120 people in the chambers.
Wow.
And, those meetings sometimes are uncomfortable, but that's what makes America great, when the public comes in and holds government accountable and gives their opinion. And that's what makes us a better nation, a state, and a community.
Absolutely. Now, within the next several weeks, there's some new rebranding that is going to be taking place within the City of St. Cloud. Tell our audience what can be expected with this.
It's been controversial. And again, anytime you change something, it's always difficult, especially in a historic town and city like St. Cloud. But we went back and we used a company called Evoke, who does marketing and branding. And we did community meetings. And the new tagline and the new branding seal was developed off of 3 primary pillars. And if you look at St. Cloud holistically, what are those 3 pillars that we want to be known for? First of all, authentic in nature. We have one of the pristine lakefronts in Central Florida. The other thing is, people come from all over the world to see some of the bird species. I didn't know that till about 2 years ago. And as you know, our city bird's the sandhill crane.
Yeah.
So you'll see that in the logo also. Geographic central location. And when I became city manager, I did a talk at the Chamber of Commerce quarterly luncheon. And it was probably about 3 months since I was appointed city manager, and talked about the location of St. Cloud. And if you go to the west, Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, #1 tourist destination in the world. Then we go to the north, one of the busiest international airports in the country, Medical City. And to the east, our new reinvigorated commercial and public space program. So we're right in the middle of that. So you'll see the tagline, the center place for living. And a lot of people, it's been controversial. Center place is not really a word, but it's our word now. We own it. We're going to coin it and trademark it. And lastly, I said in that talk was celebrating small town life. We never want to lose that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're growing. And, we're at 55,000 estimated. I think it's going to go higher with the new census. But that last pillar that we want to build on is hometown pride. And with all the issues we have in our community, I appreciate, even some people call me sometimes and they're upset with the city, upset with me, upset with the council. Again, I emphasize that's how things get better. If we sit here and are silent, then we're accepting what's going on. But hometown pride, we want to keep that. And one of the things I just want to throw in there, we've added that monthly market now. It's just taken off because people have been cooped up for a year in this pandemic, and we can safely go out and have events now. And that's one of the things we're focusing on.
Yeah, I love that so much. The city of St. Cloud, it has all those pillars like you talk about. And so being able to embrace that with the new rebranding, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing, especially, change is hard. But as things continue to grow and you guys continue to do all that you're doing, I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. Now, there's a lot of exciting things that are taking place within the city of St. Cloud, and Seaplane is one of them. So give us all the details about the Seaplane Base that has been approved.
So probably about 4 years ago, we looked in what would it take to get a seaplane lane on Lake Toho? And we applied for that, went through the process with the FDOT, Florida Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Administration, and we received that this last year. And we are a certified seaplane lane.
Cool.
So it's on the GPS maps. In fact, I keep telling this story. You're already getting tired of it. Probably a couple of weeks ago, I saw a plane doing touch and go in the lane, a seaplane that I'd never seen before. There's people around the lake that own seaplanes. Oh. And so it's also part of our master plan. So we're looking at redesigning. And if you want to have that authentic in nature, you got to have an area where people can kayak and be away from the jet skis, because they have a right to be out there too, and the boats and the seaplanes, and you don't want those conflicts. So we're going to actually redesign that. Over the next, it's not going to happen next week, but, over the next 5 to 10 years, we want to redesign the lakefront. And that's another mode of transportation. In fact, there's 2 studies from Florida Department of Transportation that were done in 2019. There's 3 seaplane bases in the state of Florida: City of Miami, City of Tavares, which, rebranded the whole city. Right. They call it Seaplane City. And then the Winter Haven Seaplane Training Base. But there's economic development studies that show how that really is an economic driver and get more people to come to St. Cloud.
Absolutely.
And that ties into what we're doing with the Florida Avenue multi-use trail, is tying the lakefront to the downtown. So the vision is people can come and enjoy the day in their boat, go downtown, do a bar crawl, go to a restaurant. Same thing with the seaplane. No, we don't want them to go into the bar crawl, but they can come and have dinner. And I always laugh. They call that the $300 hamburger. They come and go eat lunch at Krabby Bill's or come downtown. And so that's the vision. So that's in the Envision St. Cloud master plan, is how do we link the downtown with the lakefront?
Right. That's such a unique thing too. I mean, not every city can say that they have that opportunity. So to know that it's basically putting St. Cloud on the map when it comes to that. And that is just such a unique opportunity that you guys will have right here in St. Cloud. We talk about exciting things. Hastings Ranch is another one of those exciting things has a lot to look forward to within St. Cloud. This was a big win for you guys. So talk to us about that.
So back in December, we closed on purchasing the Hastings Ranch. Be utilized as what we call a passive park. And it's not open yet to the public except for wedding venues. We're still continuing those wedding venues and a few events, but we're getting everything in place so the public can go out and enjoy it. So it's what they call, like I said, again, a passive park. We want to maintain its authentic in nature. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it?
Right.
We talked about that. So the authenticity of the Hastings Ranch, and if you go look around, there's a lot of houses. We actually probably stopped 500 to 600 houses from going in there. Wow. Which requires additional infrastructure. So we call it green space. It was a vision of several of our council members, and it was difficult to get it across the finish line. Mm-hmm. And we bought it out of impact fees. So the growth actually paid for that. And those impact fees are restricted just for growth. And so growth paid for this. So now we have more places for our people to go and enjoy that authenticity in nature.
Absolutely. And I've been to Hastings Ranch, such a beautiful piece of property. So I'm very excited to see what's to come with that as well. We were talking earlier, you had mentioned, obviously, we're currently in a pandemic, lots of businesses, individuals, and just everyone as a whole. We've had to learn a new way of life over the past several months. Everything's been changed, but things are continuing to move forward. How is the city of St. Cloud doing in regards to the 2020 pandemic?
Well, if I could just go back in history a little bit, remember the actual first impacts of the pandemic were felt in China, and it started spreading around the world. And a lot of people don't know this, but I come from a public safety background, emergency management. So I saw what was going to happen, and we've started putting plans together in February. So when the 15 days to stop the spread and then the 30 days to stop, now it's 10 months to stop the spread, we had plans in place. We actually took the city from in-person operational in 48 hours and put it to a virtual environment and still maintain a level of service. And that was having employees work from home. We had a skeleton crew here at City Hall. In fact, I always laugh. I spent 3 months here pretty much by myself on the third floor because I am the CEO of the city, and I felt real strongly about being present during that. So that type of emergency requires leadership. And I got to tell you, I learned this when I was in public safety. You can only have one incident commander, one person in charge, and our council has been so gracious. And, I take their input. They represent the public, but we were able to really provide that level of service and protect our citizens and protect our employees. Mm-hmm. And the other thing we did was, as soon as I got the city stabilized, I put together 2 task forces. One, financial sustainability task force to the city, because we knew there would be financial impacts to the city. Mm-hmm. The second thing is a economic development task force, and that's what the business assistance fund came out of. So we have a OUC fund that comes. It's Economic Development and Business Retention Fund that was part of the transfer of OUC managing the utility years ago. So there's some money in there, about $2 million, mm-hmm. and that's the money we're using for what we call the St. Cloud stimulus plan. And right now we've been able to fund the Growth Wheel 360 project out of that, which is a mentoring program, coaching program for businesses. And right now we've awarded nearly $250,000. We've saved 344 jobs in 57 businesses and 8 nonprofits. And again, that's an ongoing process. And we know that we're not out of the pandemic, but we have plans in place to do that. I know it kind of jumped ahead, but it kind of flows.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important, because life does have to go on. Although we're in the middle of a pandemic, we have to learn to adjust to what we're currently being faced with. And you guys have done a wonderful job with that. You talked about learning how to handle events and how to host different opportunities for the community. So for that, we thank you guys so much for all the time and the efforts that you've put into that. Now, if someone's looking for more information about the city of St. Cloud, where can they go and find all that information?
It'll be on our website at www.stcloud.org.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
And we're updating that routinely. We put some more information. And again, if they want to call the city manager's office, I will direct them to either I can answer the question or I'll have staff do that and get back with them. So we encourage that. I just want to go back for a second and talk about the financial sustainability task force. The city is on very good financial standing. We were able to put money in reserves. And again, that's for these type of events. And also, make adjustments in the budget so we're stable right now. And that was my goal, is to make sure the city's stable, not just for now, but moving forward.
Right. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bill, for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for all that you continue to do here in the city of St. Cloud. It does not go unnoticed. And from Positively Osceola, we're so thankful to have you a part of the St. Cloud community, and especially here in Osceola County. So thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all that you continue to do.
Thank you, Morgan. Have a great day.
You too. To sign off, this is Morgan with Positively Osceola here with Mr. Joe Sturgeon, the St. Cloud City Manager, and together we're making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Bye, guys.